Hello, everyone, and welcome to our lesson about our continuous past tense. It's time for us to begin our lesson. Please go ahead and join me here in the Hangout if you have not already. Okay, we have a great lesson planned, and we look forward to your hard work and participation here in class. My name is Carissa, and I'm from the United States. I'm from the Midwest, from the state of Ohio, or the Northwest, we could call it Northeast. But I currently live in Central America. Okay, and I've been teaching English online for almost 2.5 years now, and I've learned a few languages myself, so I'm definitely familiar with the language learning process. So come on into our Hangout. We're going to go ahead and get started right now. Okay, we're going to get started with our welcomes. Okay, Soyla, welcome to class. How are you today, Soyla?
Fine, how are you? It's my first class with you today.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you for choosing this class. Great to have you here in class, Soyla.
Thank you, thank you.
Good. So, Soyla, please tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm Peruvian and I live in Italy since a lot of years, and I'm trying to practice a little more English.
Okay. All right. Now, Soyla, why are you trying to practice more English? Why are you learning English?
Because it's a language that I have always studied. But if I have not lived in an English country, for me it's very difficult to communicate fluently, and it's for that I found your site, and I choose to follow the site a little.
Okay, very good. Okay, now, where you live right now, do you often get a chance to speak with native English speakers?
Sometimes, but in my job, but not frequently.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, this is a great opportunity here at Verbaling to practice the English that you already know,
Yes,
and
yes, yes. I
to
like
learn.
it.
Good, good. So, how long have you been taking classes here at Verbaling?
Only I think 2 weeks or 2 weeks. I think only.
Ah, for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, thank you once again for choosing Verbaling, and thanks for being here with me today.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Okay, and let's have Amr. Amr, I'd like you to tell me a little bit about yourself. I didn't get to ask you before.
Okay, my name is Amr. I'm from Egypt. I live in a city called Alexandria. It is located on the Mediterranean Sea, and I've been learning English for um, six years, but I actually learned a real English here in Dublin, and I like that language. I want to be fluent in it.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, good. And you're expressing yourself very well in the English language. You're doing an awesome job so far. Keep up the good work.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, and Angelica just joined us. Hello, Angelica. How are you today?
Hi, Carissa. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
No, I'm doing just fine today, Angelica. Very good. Great to have you here. So, Angelica, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, well, I'm here. I'm new here in your class. I have been practicing Berlin for 1 month, and uh, I live in Colombia. I'm from Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, and all right, very good. So you've been taking classes here at Verbaling for about 1 month. Is that right?
Yes, for 1 month.
Okay, very good. Well, good. Well, thank you for choosing Verbaling, and thanks for being here with me or with us in this class.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. All right, very good. Let's see, a couple of other students have joined us. Ismail, welcome again to class. Ismail, please introduce yourself.
I am Ismail. I am connecting from Turkey. I am a public servant. I am learning English because I am planning to change my workplace.
Okay, so what job or what career are you pursuing?
I am going to do in aviation environment.
Aviation.
Yes.
Okay, so are you studying to be a pilot?
No, I'm a helicopter simulator specialist, and I want to change my company.
Okay, all right. Very good. Yeah, so for a lot of companies or a number of companies, being able to speak a different language is helpful, and being able to speak English is also helpful. Good. Thank you, Ishmael. Thank you for your introduction. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Carissa.
You're welcome. All right, and Bruno has joined us. Hello, Bruno. Please introduce yourself. All right, let me try Bruno again. Bruno, make sure that your microphone is turned on. All right, so Bruno, please introduce yourself. Okay, we're going to come back to Bruno then. All right, good. And Joseph just joined us. Okay, good. I think Bruno is here again. There he is. Okay, Bruno, can you hear me okay?
He has trouble connection.
I think he's having problems with the connection. All right, well, we'll give Bruno just a moment there. Okay, Joseph, welcome to class. Please introduce yourself, Joseph.
Hi, I'm Joseph. I'm chemical engineer. I like to learn English. I'm from Peru. Um, I like to study grammar.
Grammar. Okay, all right, good. All right, so that gives us some focus, and we're actually going to talk about a bit of grammar today. All right. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to connect with Bruno here. Okay, looks like he needed to leave. Okay, very good. Well, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I'm not sure, Bruno, I'm not sure how you're able to connect twice, but all right. As you can see from our class description today, we're going to talk about the continuous past tense. Now, in my last session, we talked about different ways, different situations that we can use the simple past tense. All right, so I'm just going to ask that to get started. Okay, can anyone tell me in what situations I use the simple past tense? When do I use that tense?
We use past simple tense when we want to talk about something happened in the past and it's already done.
That's right. So something happened in the past and it's all done. Okay, it's finished. It's no longer happening. Okay, can you give me an example of something that happened in the past and it's finished now?
I used to go to school when I was a child.
Okay, good. So you could say used to. You could also just say I went to school when I was a child. Okay, either one is just fine. Okay, but here if you use went, that would be the regular past tense of the verb to be. Very good. Yep, that's an example. Okay, are there any other circumstances where or situations where we would use the simple past tense? Can anyone tell me?
I graduated from my faculty uh, 2 years ago.
Okay. Repeat the first part of your sentence again.
I graduated from my university 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Graduated from my university 2 years ago. Excellent job. Okay. 2 years. Okay. Or I no I joined Verbaling one. Okay, so that's an example of using the simple past tense, and you're going to say the specific time period. Okay? Or I took classes at Verbaling 4 years. Okay, now under these circumstances, this would mean that you're no longer taking classes at Verbaling. Okay, because it's something that happened in the past, but it's no longer happening. All right, so that would be the simple past tense. All right, now when are we going to use the continuous past tense? All right, well, I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, I see a chat here. Just give me a second. Let me check that. Good, Ishmael. So, Ishmael, can you use your microphone and tell us the sentence that you typed in the chat box?
I lived in Turkey for 5 years and moved to Italy.
Good, very good. Now, the only thing I would add to your sentence here is you could say, and then I moved to Turkey. Okay? But very good. That's a really good sentence. Excellent job, Ishmael. Thank you for practicing. Excellent job. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me just get the correct screen up. There we go. Beautiful. Excellent. There we go. All right, now everyone should be able to see my screen now. Let me, so a student from my past class asked me to make things bigger, so I'm going to do that. Okay, very good. Can everyone see clearly what's on the board now?
Yes.
Oh, yes. No, what's on my screen? Very good. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're talking about our structure, and we're going to take a look at a couple of examples. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, the continuous past tense, the way that it is formed, all right, you want to start with your subject. Okay?
Okay.
Then, All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to just say hello to Hector. Hello, Hector. Thank you for joining us here in class today. Great to have you, Hector.
Hi, teacher. Nice to see you.
Good. Good to see you as well, Hector. Thanks for joining us. Okay. All right. Very good. So, so you can see that you start with your subject. Then you're going to add your verb to be in the past tense. Okay. So you're going to add was or were if you have a positive sentence. All right. If you have a negative sentence or a sentence where you're going to use not, okay, then you would say wasn't or weren't. Okay, if you use the conjunction. Okay. All right. Okay, just want to mention that Muhammad joined us. Welcome to class, Muhammad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so basically this is how you form the continuous past tense, or the past continuous tense, however you would like to say it. All right, now let's see a couple of examples of it. Okay, I'm sorry. And then at the end you add a verb with an ing ending. Okay, so let's get someone to read our examples for us. Okay, and let's see. Angelica. Angelica, can you please read the 3 examples for me? Angelica, can you please read the 3 examples for me?
Examples with past tense. Subject. Well, I weren't working last week.
Okay, so you gave me your own example. Okay, that's fine. So you said, no problem.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm sorry. I wasn't working last week.
Good. Okay, so I wasn't working last week. Okay, all right, good. That's it. So that follows the correct structure. You have your subject, you have your verb to be, and then you have a verb with the ing ending. That's good. I wasn't working last week. Excellent job. All right, let's take a look at the examples that are here on the screen. Okay, and let's see. Let's ask Hector. Hector, can you read the 3 examples that are on the board for us or on the screen?
Okay, the 3 examples are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sally was cooking dinner when I arrived. Fred was doing his homework during class. Sanford was wearing one red shoe and one brown shoe yesterday.
Very good. Excellent job. Okay, so again, we see our subject, our verb to be, and then our verb with an ing ending. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. I was just, Alexander asked a question in the chat box, so I just wanted to type a little bit for him. All right, very good. So yes, that's exactly how you form the continuous past tense. Now, let's see when it is that we use it. Okay, all right, very good. So you'll see on the board, you see where it says use. Okay, I'm going to scroll up just a little bit, and we have just a few more examples of when you can use the past continuous tense. And then we're going to practice it just a little bit. All right, so let's have, Soila. Soila, there you are, Soila. Soila, please read the first paragraph and then the 2 examples below it. Soila, please.
Okay. Use the past continuous is used to describe an action that was happening before a particular point in the past and was still in progress at the point. The action may or may not have continued after that point. I continue?
Yes, please.
Yes, he was still working at 10 p.m. He very probably continued working past that time. I was walking down the street when I saw a man playing a guitar. It is not clear at this point whether I stopped to listen to the man play or whether I continue on without stopping.
Okay, very good. Right up until that point. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at that first example. Okay, so we're talking about an action that was happening or it was in progress, okay, at a particular point. Okay, so the action in the first sentence is that he was still working. Okay, at what point? At 10 p.m. All right, now we don't know if he continued working after 10 p.m. or if he stopped. All we know is that he was still working at 10 p.m. Okay, or in the other sentence, okay, so as it mentioned, you're walking down the street and then you see a blind man playing a guitar. Okay, we don't know if you actually stopped to listen to the blind man play or if you just recognized that he was playing and you continued. Okay, but you do see your subject, I, your verb to be, was, and then walking down the street. All right, very good. All right, now in the second example, we actually see what's talked about in the next paragraph. Okay, and let's see, let's have Ismail. Ismail, can you please read the second paragraph for me?
The second sentence is an example of this tense's most common use. The past continuous is often used to set the scene or background to a narrative, and the past simple action then interrupts this situation.
Okay, very good. So in our example, all right, the background, okay, look at the last example that we talked about. You're walking down the street when you see a blind man playing a guitar. Okay, so Ismail, what is the scene or the background of this sentence? What were you doing?
Could you say again? I couldn't understand, Carissa.
Sure, no
I was
problem.
walking down the street.
That's it. All right, that was the action. Okay, so
Yeah.
that sets the scene. I was walking down the street, okay, and then what action, what interrupted you?
I saw somebody playing a guitar.
That's right. Okay, so something distracted your attention away from the fact that you were walking down the street. Okay, and the distraction was interesting. It wasn't just anyone who was playing a guitar. Who was playing the guitar?
The blind.
A blind man.
That's right. Okay, so just imagine yourself walking down the street and then all of a sudden you catch sight of, well, you hear music, and when you look, there's a blind man playing a guitar. Okay, very, very, very good. Okay, so you could simply say, I walked down the street. I saw a blind man playing a guitar. Or, yes, a blind man played a guitar. Those are facts. That's true. All right, but you see, this adds interest to what you're saying. Okay? All right, very good. Maybe we can come up with another example. Let's see if we can scroll down just a little bit. All right, so I put a few more examples here on the board just so that we can get a feel for how to use this. Okay? All right, very good. Let's ask let's have Edson. Edson, can you please read the 3 examples that are on the screen now?
Okay. The first is I was pulling out of my driveway when I got a flat tire. I was sleeping soundly until the fire alarm sounded. And I cannot see the last one. Could you please
Sure.
scroll down a little?
I sure can. All right, how about now?
Thank you. He was watching the World Cup when his favorite team was eliminated.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you again look at the structure. You have your subject, your verb to be, and then you have another action that interrupts what you were doing. Okay? All right, let's get a couple of examples. Okay, let's just make sure that we understand this. Okay? All right, Muhammad.
Yes.
Okay, think about a situation that happened to you recently. Okay, can you give us an example of something that you were doing when something else occurred or happened?
Sorry, I don't remember anything like that.
Okay, all right, let's start it off. Okay, Muhammad, do you drive to work?
No, I working to my university.
Okay. All right, so you walk to the university. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's start your sentence off this way. I was walking to the university.
Yeah.
When. Okay, now tell us something that happened to you, or something that you saw on your way to the university.
I was walking to the university when I saw my old friend.
Good. All right, so when I saw my old friend. Okay, now I don't know about anyone else, but now I want to know what happened next. Okay, so you see it creates interest in your listener when you use the continuous past tense. You set the stage for what you're going to say next. All right, now as we mentioned in our previous class, now here you can add details in the simple past tense. Okay, so Muhammad, when you saw your old friend, what happened? What happened next?
I am shocked because I saw him because saw him first time because I left him for 3 years ago, and I saw him in this place. I shocked. Because
Okay, I did see him. Okay, very good. Okay, so check the chat box for me. Okay, and I'm going to type this in the other chat box so you can see it. Okay, so Muhammad, can you read Can you read those sentences for me? I was walking to the university.
I was walking to the university when I saw my old friend. I was shocked because I hadn't seen him for 3 years. I didn't expect to see him there.
Very good. Excellent job. Okay, so you can see there, you can see that we've used a few different past tense here. I'm sorry. All right, very good. So I'm going to come back to the other chat. Sorry about that. I needed to type it in the other chat. Okay, very good. So we can see that there's a couple of different tenses here. Okay, so you set the scene for us, Muhammad. You told us that you were walking to the university. Okay, what happened next? You saw an old friend. Okay, now look at the simple past tense now. I was shocked because I had not seen him for 3 years. And here again, the simple past tense. I did not expect to see him there. Okay? Beautiful job. So look, Muhammad, look at all of the things that you're able to say if you use a variety of different past tenses. Okay? Good job. Thanks, Muhammad. All right, let's try a different example. Okay, Ismail. Ismail, you typed in the chat box that you were watching, let's see, how did you say? Okay, so you were watching a movie until my phone rang, you said. Okay, let's see, let's get that in the other chat box. Okay, so Muhammad, what happened? Okay, so the backdrop is that you were watching TV. Okay, and then your phone rang. Okay, what happened after that? Who called you, Muhammad? It's not Muhammad, Ismail?
My friend called me, Carissa, and I opened the phone.
Okay.
I stopped watching movie and I opened the phone.
Good. So good. So I stopped watching the movie and I answered the phone. Good. Okay. So when we talk about phones, okay, in that case you want to say that you answered the phone. Okay, very good. So you can add some very, very good details here using the past continuous tense to set the scene, and then you add some simple details using the simple past tense. Very good. Okay. All right. Okay, Ismail, I also see another sentence from you in the chat box. You said, I was studying English until my baby waked me up. Okay, now I want to mention to you that waked, waked is a word. It does exist, right? But not in this particular context. What is the past tense of the verb wake?
Woke.
That's right. Okay, so that's what you want to say here. All right, so I was studying English until my baby woke up. Okay? All right, very good. And then after this, there's a whole nother story that follows. Okay? All right, very good. We're getting some very good examples. Okay, Bruno, can you give us another example of something that you were doing but then you were interrupted? Bruno.
I was watching the World Cup, a Brazilian match, when my father screamed, and that was a Brazilian goal. Yeah. Does that work?
Oh, that was good. That was really good. Okay, so And let's say you could say there was a Brazilian goal, or you could say Brazil scored.
Scored. Yeah.
Hmm. You could say Brazil scored, or you could say they scored a goal. Okay, good, very good. All right, now I would imagine that you would say that with a tone of excitement. Yep. Good. Excellent job. That was great. Okay, and then what follows is
just a question.
Yes, please.
Does score works like a noun? For instance, there was a score. I don't know the game. Can I use in this way?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you want to use score as a noun. And you could say, okay, I'm sorry. Let me think about that for a second. When I'm thinking about Spanish, because you would say it a certain way in Spanish. The only thing I can think of is scored as a verb right now. Give me a second, Bruno. My brain isn't thinking about it yet. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, usually, for example, in this sentence, you would say a goal. Okay, when such and such made a goal, or when when the score changed, you could say, for example, the score changed. All right, and Brazil went ahead. Okay, so I could say that here, when Brazil, okay, went ahead by 1 goal. All right, or okay, give me a second. That's still not the correct way that I want to say that. Give me a second. I'm still thinking about your question.
Okay.
So sometimes you just have to continue on talking about what you're talking about, and then you'll get a good example. All right. So score as a noun. All right. Very good. Thanks for your question, Bruno. I'm still thinking about it. All right, very good, very good. All right, let's see. Ahmad joined us. Hello, Ahmad. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Carissa. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Okay. In fact, that's a good example, Bruno, for me to say. I was teaching a class about the past continuous tense when Bruno asked me a question about how do you score as a noun. Very good. Excellent job. Okay.
Result.
Excuse me. I'm sorry?
Result maybe, Carissa. Match result.
You could say result, but again, result would be used as a verb. Okay, let me do something here. Just give me a second. All right, so something I like to do, I'll show you, I'll mention to you a site that I like to use when when I need an example on the fly. I go to learnersdictionary.com. Okay, and I like that particular website because they show you how to use certain words as nouns and as verbs and as different parts of speech as well, depending upon what you need it for. Okay, so if you want to just quickly go and take a look at score, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to take a look at score. Unfortunately, my computer's not doing it. All right, okay, I'm going to come back to that question. But Bruno, in the meantime, maybe you can take a look at learnersdictionary.com, all right, and type for me what you find with regard to the use of score as a noun. Okay, very good. And thanks for your question. All right, okay, good. So I think we're pretty clear on how to use the continuous past tense in conjunction with the past tense. All right, now I want to show you something else down here at the bottom. This is going to add another layer to what we can say. Okay, this adds more detail to what we can say, and it makes what we say a bit more interesting. Okay, there's a small paragraph down at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to change the color of it so you know what I'm talking about. All right, Ahmad. Ahmad, can you read the last paragraph for me?
Okay. We can also use this tense with time expressions such as the whole, every day, all day, every minute of, to describe events that extend over long periods of time.
Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please, Ahmad. I didn't mean to
Uh,
cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay. We were walking the whole day yesterday.
Good. All right. So in addition to saying we were walking, okay, that is the basic sentence. We were walking. All right. Now we add some additional information. We're walking the whole day. Okay. And we're again going to add even more details. We're going to say when we were walking the whole day. Yesterday. Okay. So let's try that out. Let's see if we can get an example. Ahmad, can you give me an example using the continuous past tense in addition to a time expression?
Okay. You want me to use the word all day, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was standing in the kitchen all day. I don't know. Not yesterday, the day before.
The day before yesterday. Okay. All right. So then I could follow up and I could say, Ahmad, why were you standing in the kitchen all day the other day?
Because I was cooking for a party at the weekend. I was preparing.
Okay. Good. Okay, so you see how much more information we get when we use a variety of past tense verbs? Very good. Okay, now, and the question that I asked Ahmad is here in the chat box. Why were you standing in? And I'll just put yesterday as if you, okay, so basically that's it. You put your question word, your verb to be in the past tense, who you're asking or who you're asking about, your verb plus your ing ending, and then you can add other phrases onto the end. Okay, very good. All right, let's see if we can get a different example. All right, let's see, where is Joseph? Joseph, can you give me an example using the continuous past tense with a time expression?
Time expression like always, often.
Like in the example here, the whole, every day, all day, every minute of, for example.
I like to go swimming every day.
Okay, all right. Now remember, we're going to use our continuous past tense. Great. Okay, so you want to use your subject. And your subject is I. Okay, and you're going to use your verb to be in the past tense. Okay, so I was. Okay, and tell us what you were doing. What were you doing?
I was studying English every day.
Good. Studying English all day. Okay, and you can also say when. Okay, for example, I was studying English all day.
I can't say every day.
Well, no, because again, you're talking about something that happened and is no longer happening anymore. Okay, it was happening continuously for a period of time. Okay, so that's why you can say things like yesterday or 2 days ago. Okay, so let's say that I was studying English all day. You could say yesterday, or you could simply leave it the way that it is. I was studying English all day. You could also say because I have an exam tomorrow. Okay? Okay, do you see the structure there, Joseph?
Or I can say the whole day.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was studying English for the whole day.
Okay.
Okay, good, good. All right, so let's keep going. I want to make sure that you really understand this. All right, I'm going to go back to Soila. Soila,
Yes.
can you give me an example using the continuous past tense and a time expression?
Yes. I was expecting news every minute of my father.
Mm-hmm, good. So I was expecting news about my father.
Every minute.
Uh-huh. Every minute. Okay, I was expecting news about my father every minute. Okay, good. The first part of your sentence sounds great. I was expecting news about my father. I'm going to go ahead and put every minute.
Mm-hmm. No, because I worried about it.
You were worried about him. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was expecting news. Okay, and let's say during a specific time period that ended.
Ended. Okay.
Okay, so I was expecting news about my father every minute of the day.
Of the day. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or
Teresa, I
I
have a
was,
question.
okay, give me just 1 second, okay? So I was expecting, I'm going to give you a different option here. Um, to hear news about my father. Okay, that would be another option, okay, because the time period all night long, okay, that was an extended period of time, but it ended. So I was expecting to hear news about my father all night long. Okay, now this is how you set up the scene. Okay, now you continue by telling us other details, but in the simple past tense.
Okay.
Okay. All right, very good. Okay, I'm sorry. Tell me again who had a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
I can say it's the same. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's the same to say I'm studying English through the whole day and say I'm studying English during the day.
Mm-hmm.
The same, or I'm not sure.
Okay. Type your sentences here in the chat box. Okay, so you could say, for example, in your first sentence, I was studying English throughout the whole day.
Through the whole day, I can say through the whole day.
Throughout, because that throughout the whole day, because that extends the whole period of the day throughout the duration of the day, throughout the whole meeting. Yeah, throughout. Okay, you could also say, for example, you may not have been studying every minute of the day. Okay, so I could say, for example, I was studying English off and on all day. Okay, so there were periods of time when I was studying English, but there were also periods of time where I was resting or I was doing other things. Okay, so there's your time expression, off and on all day. Okay, it could be raining, for example. It was raining off and on all day today. Okay? Okay, I'm sorry, does that answer your question or do you have another question?
You can write the answer.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's in the Verbaling chat. Let me I'll type it, I'll put it in the other chat for you. Give me 1 second. Mm-hmm.
If I say
All right.
through, if I say through, the sentence doesn't have sense.
No, it doesn't convey the same thought. Okay, because through it gives you the idea that you are like you're traveling through something. For example, I walked through the door. Okay, so I passed the door in order to get into the house. I walked through the door. Or he traveled through time. Okay, but if I say throughout, that's different. I can't say I walked throughout the door. That doesn't have any meaning. But so if I'm talking about from the start of a time to an end of a time, for that whole time, I could say throughout.
Okay.
Okay, good. Angelica, I'm looking at your sentence. You said I felt happy when I was traveling. Okay, good, good. So you're telling us how you felt, and you're telling us the action. That's a very good sentence, Angelica. You also say he drunk the whole night. Okay, now you want to change drunk for drank. Okay, now that is just a simple past tense. All right, so you could say whatever he drank. Okay, he may have drank Coca-Cola, for example. All right, that may not have been his drink of choice, but let's say he drank Coca-Cola again throughout the night, or you could say he drank Coca-Cola the whole night.
Okay, but drink in present, he drink Coca-Cola.
Okay, in present that would be drinks. He drinks.
Ah, yes. Yes. He drinks Coca-Cola, or I drink Coca-Cola, but why not in past? Why not he drunk?
Because drunk is not the past tense of drink.
Ah, okay.
The past tense of drink is drank. Very good. And if we were saying this in the continuous past tense, how could we say that sentence, Angelica, in the continuous past tense?
In past?
In the continuous past tense.
He was drinking. He was drinking Coca-Cola. Yes?
Good. And we could stop there. Okay, we could say he was Coca-Cola. Okay, that's it. He was drinking Coca-Cola. You could also add a time expression, the whole night.
With the whole,
or all night.
He was drinking Coca-Cola the whole night.
Good. And you can even add an additional word there, all night long. All right, now that emphasizes the fact that he drank Coca-Cola, or that he was drinking Coca-Cola for the entire night. Okay, I could say all night, but if I add long, that emphasizes it, all night long. And it even changes the way that I say it. He was drinking Coca-Cola all night long. So it adds the sense that I can't believe it. I can't believe that he was drinking Coca-Cola for the whole night.
Yeah.
Okay? Good. Excellent job. Beautiful, beautiful job here. Okay.
Similar to the whole night.
Yes. Yes. The whole night and all night long are the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
Just a different way to say it. Very good. Okay, and Bruno.
Carissa?
Yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
You said that he was studying throughout the whole day, right? Yes, but throughout means completely whole, right? So why did you use whole after throughout in this case?
Okay, I see in the chat box. I was studying English throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
Okay, now again, that serves just like the word long does. Okay, in the example that I was giving, I was telling Angelica, I could say he did something all night. All right, but if I add long, that emphasizes it. It adds emphasis. Okay, here I can simply say I was studying English throughout the day. That's it, and it's a perfectly good sentence. But if I want to add emphasis, and I may be saying that I can't believe it, okay, I'm adding some information about how I feel about it. I could say I was studying English throughout the whole day. Okay, very good. That was a really good question. You're very, very observant. Very good. Okay, Bruno, you have a sentence here in the chat box. You said, in the Old West, they paid off a score with bullets. I was searching during your class, and I came up with this only. Good, right? So I was searching. That's it. Your subject, your verb to be, and your verb with the ing ending. That's your continuous past tense. Okay, and you gave us a time expression during your class. Okay, that's it. That's a perfectly good sentence. And I came up with this. Okay, you could, but you want to change the last part. You could say, and I only came up with this, or I came up with this information, and then that's it.
Okay.
Okay, good, excellent job. You're very welcome. Okay, so again, everybody, I just want to go back and review. Okay, I'm going to go back and scroll up. Okay, because we've talked about a few things tonight, and I just want to review. All right, so when we talk about our continuous past tense, okay, you're going to describe an action that was happening before a particular point in the past. Okay, so it's not something that's happening right now. Okay, and it mentions that it was still in progress at that point. Okay, so our example, once again, he was still working at 10 p.m. Okay, now the only way that we know what happened after that is if you add additional details. Okay, now remember, we can add additional details in the simple past tense. Okay, so let's see if we can add a couple of details to this sentence. Okay, so he was still working at 10 p.m. All right, let's see. Muhammad. Okay, just want to ask everybody, if when you're not using your microphone, if you could go ahead and mute it, and that way it cuts out the background noise. Okay, Muhammad.
Yeah.
What details could we add to that sentence? He was still working at 10 p.m. What details could I add after that?
He was working 10. Yeah. What do you mean about that, please?
Okay, so again, I'm using my continuous past tense to talk about something that was happening up until a certain point. Okay, so he was still working at 10 p.m. What happened after that, Muhammad?
He was still working at 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. he was very continued working past that time, or he was working at that time exactly at 10 p.m.
Okay. All right. Now, can you tell me if he continued to work past 10 p.m.?
I don't. I'm not sure about that. Maybe he continued or not.
Good, good. So you could say that. You could say, and I'm not sure what he did after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is interesting because if you have the habit of watching crime shows like CSI, like Bones, like Criminal Minds, or lawyer shows like Perry Mason, Matlock, other shows like that, when the police ask questions, okay, they may say, Muhammad,
Yeah.
what was Bruno doing at 10 p.m.? Okay, and you
Yeah.
could say,
He was watching an horror film.
good, good. So he was still working at 10 p.m. or at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if the police were to ask you, Muhammad, what did Bruno do after 10 p.m.? Now you're in the simple past tense. I'm not sure what he did after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just an example to show you when and how you can use the continuous past tense and when you use the simple past tense. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, does anyone have any questions about what we've talked about so far? Okay, if there are no questions, I'm looking at Muhammad's example in the chat box. Muhammad, you said, I was driving the whole day last Saturday. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you could say, I was sleeping during the journey when I went to Turkey last year. Okay, that's fine. Okay, you could say journey. Journey is spelled this way, or the trip. Okay, so during the trip or the journey. Very good. And we were playing football all day yesterday. Very good. Okay, so Muhammad, I can see that you understand how to use this continuous past tense.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent job. All right, if there are no other questions, okay, what I'd like you to do is to continue practicing this. Remember, the continuous past tense can help you to set up a scene. What you say after that, use the simple past tense. Keep practicing that, okay? All right, very good. Well, everyone, that's the end of our class period for this hour. Again, you can sign up for a one-on-one lesson with me on the Verbaling website, and please look out for my future classes. Thanks, everyone, for coming to class and for your participation. Bruno,
Thank you, teacher.
hang around for just a second, Bruno. You're very welcome.
Okay. Carissa, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I say I was studying throughout the all day long? Can I say that? Throughout the all day long?
No, because now that sounds redundant. Okay, so you either say throughout the day or all day long, but not both.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bruno, I don't know why I can't get this this website to work. Okay, well, I've given you the tool, Bruno. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe ask if you could do that for homework. All right, take a look at learnersdictionary.com. I don't know why that's not working for me. Usually I can get it pretty quickly. All right, but take a look at learnersdictionary.com. I'm going to put that here in the chat box. learnersdictionary.com and type in score. And then that way you'll be able to see some examples of when score is used as a noun. Okay, for example, I can ask you, Bruno, what is the score? Maybe we're watching the game, and you're watching the game, but I'm not, and I can say, Bruno, what is the score? And you would say the score is Brazil 10 and I don't know what other country 0. Okay.
But can I say, for instance, he made a score? He made a goal. He made a score.
No, it doesn't really sound natural. Yeah, you would really say he scored. He scored a goal. Okay. Here you have more of a variety. Okay, you could use score as a noun, but you also have goal, and that's even more specific. So if you have a more specific option, then you want to go ahead and try to use that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. Thank you for your questions, everybody. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you may be living, and I hope to see you again for another lesson. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.